Are you ready to go balls to the wall?
Is this a threat? Like, what's happening here? Do I call the police?
Cause we've got a game for you. It'll be a ball.
It'll be a ball.
Shut up. Enjoy my game. Just play it anyway.
AntonBall Deluxe is a combined pack of free game modes that cost $30. Now, of course, value is subjective. What I think is worth something probably won't be by others. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Free comic book day!
Theoretically, that means that the free modes presented here are each worth $10. So, starting from the top, Anton Ball is one of the ultimate easy-to-learn, hard-to-master games. It's got that late 80s to late 90s arcade feel, while also sharing the identity of WarioWare. In fact, the whole game has that early GBA aesthetic, right down to the sound design, crusty voice clips included. Anton Ball mode itself, however, reminds me a lot of something like Kirby's Blockland. Well, if it was a Wario Land game. See, it's not just the energy of WarioWare this game radiates, but also Wario as the general series, as the movement itself is quite Wario Land 1 and 2, with the butt dash of Wario Land 1 and the gravity of 2, with also added high jump for increased movement capabilities. And I mean, come on. This Anton bloke looks as legally distinct as he possibly can be without just being Wario. You could slap this guy into Captain N and I wouldn't know the difference.
Captain N, the king.
Give him a live action show. Hey, pie bozos! It's the Super Anton Ball Super Show! The combination of Arkanoid and platforming give way to some seriously interesting concepts that are executed pretty well. Although these spike blocks are the actual definition of panic attack. But yeah, these mechanics are pretty solid, is what I would be saying if there wasn't an ice level. All the other worlds and levels are pretty greatly designed though, mostly because they work in tandem with the game's combo system. The combo system itself is extremely genius in how it's presented. Like a normal combo system, it's a number that shows up when you bounce the ball off more than one block. But the main difference from other combo systems I've seen is that the number gets larger, both in a mathematical sense and in a literal sense. This, combined with the powerful sound design, gives you that feeling of, Similar mental highs to the combo system include, but are not limited to, getting the jackpot on a slot machine, achieving the legendary 6 or even 7 chain in a Puyo Puyo game, Jotaro beating that one dude, and a relatable comparison for Smash Bros fans, seeing the amount of days you haven't showered reach over 500. Here's your receipt. Going back to the dash, it can be used to get more accurate angles on the ball, but with the increased speed you give it, this also gives a higher risk of losing it. You can even use it to break these 2-hit blocks in 1 hit. The fact that you can use it in the air also gives you some extra mobility options, being useful to dash over enemies with. How do you reckon he propels himself in the air like this? Like, he's just like Wario, like he just like farts, and like every time he farts, it like propels him forward in the air. It's like that powerful. Speaking of enemies, this game mode has a couple of those. Enemies such as World War I Mole, Monkey, Spooky Ghoul. Oh, that's it? The only other thing you could consider an enemy is the final boss, which is also a mole. And in comparison to the final 4 levels, it's kinda lackluster com. It just sits there and shoots at you, with the occasional blue bomb that you need to hit back to it. This kind of fight could be a lot more stressful on a full game run, but due to the game having a world select feature, it's only half as stressful as it probably should have been, which is still quite stressful. Because holy fuck, stage 29! This level is an absolute test of your ball and abilities to an extreme degree. 0 back wall after a minute, moles, moving unbreakable blocks, and it takes forever for them to give you any gun power-ups. Oh yeah, the power-ups. This game's got a couple of those, such as the Fun Gun, which allows you to break any bricks for 6 shots, and, as an added bonus, the two main characters get turned into cowboys.
You done incurred my wrath. Oh my god!
So overall, I'd say AntonBall mode is pretty great and fun, and also has a lot of charm to it. Moving on to Punchball, the second game mode, you'll already notice a lack of breakout, and perhaps a slight lack of originality too. Punchball's base mechanic comes from tossing a ball at enemies to stun them, and then running into them to get rid of such enemies. The thing is, Mario already did that back on the PC 88. And granted, Punchball Mario Bros is so simple compared to this one, mostly when it comes to the level design. As all the Punchball Mario Bros levels are based off the same mold, so you could reasonably claim fair use with the amount of difference here. You might not be able to say the same thing about some of the music though. Just listen to the second world's music. You could say that there's a bit of monkeying around here. You don't even need to look as far as World 2 to find this. In AntonBall mode, World 1's music is basically just the Wrecking Crew theme. It's unfortunate that they did this for the first two worlds, as the other songs in the game are definitely more influenced by other games than directly sampled, and some of them even kick ass! The list of enemies here is a lot larger than in AntonBall too. Aside from moles, we've got snail, frog, glove that tosses the ball at you,
The almighty sun!
and last but definitely not least, annoying seal. Ah! A kiss from a rose? More like a kiss from my ass! Going back to the gameplay itself, the base controls have a lot less uses than in AntonBall. Because you need to toss the ball to get it to hit enemies, the dash has a lot less of a purpose here. You can't hit the ball with it at all! Instead of using the dash for any combat usage, you're more using it to grab the ball quickly, as in a missed opportunity of design, you can't dash while holding the ball. I suppose you could use the dash to avoid getting blindsided by the occasional falling enemy. Ooh! Getting combos is also a lot harder here too, as it's mostly just setting up lines of enemies and tossing the ball at them. I didn't even have footage of a combo higher than 2. The bonus levels in Punchball and also AntonBall are pretty bloody tough, and perhaps should be tackled with a friend. Oh yeah, that's right, this game is multiplayer. Both AntonBall and Punchball have co-op, but I'd argue the main multiplayer grab here is versus AntonBall. Versus AntonBall is a very simple concept executed near flawlessly. It's like the developers nonchalantly said, what about the game, but against each other instead? And boy, did they not realise the chaos they just unleashed. The goal of the game is to break the bricks on your opponent's side before they do that to you. The catch being is that there's a load of power-ups to make the game more chaotic. There's the gun, of course, which you can use to stun your opponent and break their bricks. But there's also multi-ball, standard ball, pinwheel that stuns you, the trash man! The levels in Versus AntonBall are designed so you can reasonably hit a couple of blocks at a time, giving each match an air of tension to it. And especially so once it's down to the last 7 bricks. Really, Versus AntonBall can be summarised as such. Screaming.
God, no! No!
Lots
No!
and lots of screaming. Only problem is that you need to unlock all the levels Unlocks for multiplayer focused games are not the greatest idea ever.
There are several other games I can think of that have the same issue.
Hey bruh, down to the Mario Kart Wii? Get ready for some funky monkey!
I would, but I don't have your favourite course, Rainbow Road, unlocked.
Oh well, that's quite the unfortunate circumstance.
You see, that's exactly the problem.
In AntonBall Deluxe, this isn't as much of an issue for the characters, since they all play the same. Although it's still annoying, since you literally have to use a lottery machine to unlock the majority of them. Maybe this funny button will unlock everything, it's the last resort. Huh, that did unlock something. And it gave me an achievement too. Speaking of achievements, let's check them out. Holy shit! Is that a motherfucking JoJo reference?
I have returned.
Well, I guess I can't stand this. By the way, it's been a year and Mega Man X Dive still fucking sucks!